Good morning, welcome to our hangout here at St George's, #George's Med Advice. Today we've got two current students here. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Okay, my name is Teresa. I'm a third year biomedical scientist.
My name is Bernadetta, and I finished my third year of medicine, and I'm intercalating right now.
Okay, so thank you all for posting your questions. So we're going to answer some of your questions now. First, somebody asked about how did you decide which university to choose? So how did you choose St George's?
Okay, so my one's slightly interesting because I actually got to St George's through clearing. So in a sense, St George's chose me. I chose St George's because I live at home, so I live only about half an hour away. So St George's is quite close to home. I'm saving on quite a few student loan. So I don't have to pay for accommodation because I'm living at home, get free food at home, etc. So I chose St George's because it's kind of a small university and it's a medical school as well. So everyone kind of has the same perspective in regards to medicine and science, and it kind of has the same work ethic. So that's kind of why I chose St George's.
Okay.
I chose St George's because I went here on my open day and I really loved it. I thought everyone was really friendly, and I loved the setting of the uni, like you said, it's combined with the hospital, so it kind of inspires you to do what you do every day because you see the doctors working with patients on a daily basis kind of thing. And yeah, it was just really friendly generally.
Okay, great. Another question which kept popping up was about the UKCAT. So tell us about your experiences of actually sitting the test and preparation for it.
Even though I'm a biomed, I actually did apply for medicine. So the UKCAT, I found that it was important that you prep before you do it. So if you get loads of UKCAT books and then go through the practice questions, I felt that was really helpful in my preparation. And if you also go through some IQ tests as well, it kind of relates to the UKCAT. So if you do IQ test prepping, UKCAT prepping, then you should be on your way to getting a good score.
Bernadetta, do you want to talk about our requirements for the UKCAT and how we rank students when it comes to ranking in the UKCAT?
So for St George's, they have obviously a minimum score for the UKCAT, 500 in each of the sections. And however, the cut-off threshold, it depends on how what the applicants get this year. So we don't know that until the applications are in. And we only ever use it post-interview. So if you meet all the criteria, you're invited to interview, and then afterwards, if you're on the waiting list, they'll rank you from using your UKCAT scores. So
that's correct. And how did you find interviews?
I didn't have an interview. Actually, I did have an interview clearing. That was pretty straightforward. They just asked me a bit about myself, asked me why I was interested in biomedical science, and if there was any particular research that I found interesting. But that was a general interview.
And Bernadetta, the MMIs for your medicine interview, how was that?
I found it really fun because it was different stations. You get up and you move around, and it's you can't really prepare for it in the sense that you can prepare for what you want to say and how you're going to say things in terms of your work experience. You have to be concise and things. But in terms of the actual questions, I think they're quite fun and they're kind of interactive. So yeah, I really enjoyed my interview.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to talk about some course questions that we had. Somebody asked about PBLs and what it's about and how it really works. Do you have any insight you'd like to give?
I think so. So for the first 2 years, it's CBL, which is an hour every week, and you do it with all the other healthcare courses, especially in the first semester, because it's interprofessional.
Yeah.
Interprofessional. So you do it with the biomedical students, with the radiography students, which is really cool. It's kind of like a mini multidisciplinary kind of team approach to it. However, PBL from third year and above, it's a bit more intense. So it's 3 hours twice a week, but you have food breaks obviously in between. And you just kind of go through cases, but this time you're able to select, you're playing Dr. House, basically. You select which drugs to give them. You can kill your patient, save your patient kind of thing, and it kind of gives you a chance to apply, the science you've learned in the lectures beforehand. And so that's basically what PBL is, and it's complemented with, all the lectures throughout the week, so it's not just PBL heavy. The course is quite integrated, I'd say.
Okay, so you do a lot of placements as well, because that was another question that came up. somebody wanted to know when do work placements start, and how do they develop through the course?
I think it's really good because we start from first year, like be it like a week or 2 weeks. You just kind of get used to how the ward works. So you do things from first year, like just how to talk to patients, like not interview them, kind of elicit their history, their medical histories, kind of thing. You learn that from like year 1, and as you get older, when you're in third year and above, you get things like you have to do on placement, like take bloods and things like that. But they really do gradually ease you in, like from the beginning. You get used to how like the ward setting works and how the GP like works. So by the time you need to get things done in third year, you're kind of used to like the whole setting, I think.
Okay, great. And one for you, Teresa. Somebody asked about the Biomed Transfer to medicine. Is that something you're gonna be doing?
Yeah, I actually applied for the Biomed Transfer. For the Biomed Transfer, there's certain criteria you need to meet. So I think it's a total of 66% for the first 2 years, and then on average, and then I think the first year is about 67%. Don't quote me on the statistics. It's on the website though. And then you should be invited to interview if you wish to apply via those percentages. The tips that I would give anyone who wants to apply is that they should try and secure work experience, try and get involved in those societies, and just make sure they're well-rounded individuals. So when it comes to interview, they have something to talk about, and just make sure that they're really enthusiastic about it, quite passionate about medicine if they want to transfer.
Okay. Do students need to sit the UKCAT if they're going for that transfer route?
No.
Okay.
No.
So they basically more on your degree, how you studied so far?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, great. And so did you have to apply for the transfer, or did somebody come to you and say, this is how well you're performing, this is your options? How does that bit work?
You actually have to apply for the transfer. So in about May, they'll send out application forms. You just fill it in, and then you send it off. And as long as you meet the criteria, i.e. you've had, I think, an average about 67% for years 1 and year 2s, then you're invited to interview.
Okay. And the interview style is MMI?
Yeah, MMI.
Yeah? Okay, great. Awesome. So let's talk a bit about clinical skills now, what you do whilst you're on the course. Can you shed any insight?
We have clinical skills classes from first year as well, and initially, like in the first semester, it's still interprofessional, so we have it with the physiotherapists, I think, and the radiographers, I'm not sure, but definitely with the physios. It's quite good because they kind of ease you in again, like clinical skills, you do like the basic reflexes and things like that, and gradually as you progress on the actual examinations, like for example, you do the heart examination of the chest, like the cardiovascular system, they add things more onto it, so it's a very like spiral kind of curriculum, and they do mean it. Like they add things on, but you already have a basic foundation.
Okay.
And it's taught by older students that you can actually, that you do know, and later on, depending on how well you perform in your OSCEs, which is like the test you have every year for your clinical skills, like how you do in like medical examinations and things, you can apply to become a clinical skills tutor here as well, which is really cool.
So the clinical skills take place here on campus. Okay, and so what's the setting like?
It's actually the same place you have your exams, which is really useful. It's basically they kind of it's on the uni grounds. It's on the 4th floor, and it's basically like shaped like a ward with like loads like cubicles, and it's got all the things you need, like a sink to wash your hands for a hand washing station, and like alcohol gel. It's got a bed, and all the equipment's always laid out there for you. So. And you've got the room, I never know what the room's called, but basically it's where you can practice your clinical skills, and it's got all the dummies and the equipments that you go and use all the time as well.
Okay.
So it's here on the 4th floor as well.
Okay, and are you able to ever use any of those facilities outside of normal teaching hours?
Yeah, definitely, especially the practice room.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they close at 6 though. So.
Okay, that's great. So we had quite a few questions as well about student life. So people wanted to know, like, the kinds of things you do outside of studying, and the opportunities you have as well. Like, does the university help or provide any societies or anything like that you can join and things like that?
So at St George's, there's loads of societies. If there isn't a society, then you can literally set one up.
Yeah.
So there's loads of societies ranging from sports, cultural, religious. Charity. St George's is
Mhm.
big on charity, so there are loads of charity societies that you can join. Me personally, I'm in the Christian Union, and I'm also in Teddy Bear Hospital. So that's also another way of getting work experience if you want to go through the transfer route in biomed. So you go to schools, we teach children clinical skills, we teach children about what they would encounter in hospital. It's quite interesting, it's quite fun. I used to be in basketball, so you don't have to be a professional player to join any of the sports societies, but if you're interested in it and you want to exercise, you can just join those. But there are loads of societies.
Yeah, there's tons. I didn't dance at all before I came to uni, and then I tried out for the tutoring show, and I danced in shows for the last 2 years. But so that's really fun. So there's lots of them, like you said, charities. They put on shows like the Diwali show, the tutoring show, fashion show, which is like dancing, acting, like put together, and they just raise money for charity. And it's really fun because like they accept people from all levels, and you get to do loads of different fun things. Like last year, I was asked to design the set for the whole show, which I've never done before in my life. But that's fun because people kind of like trust you to do that, and then you kind of get on with it and meet new people and societies as well. So, and we're quite close communities, so we get to know everyone literally. So.
Okay. So how do you find out more about the societies, and how do you join?
So usually when you're a fresher, or if you're an international fresher, you have an international, you have your international freshers fair. Actually, no, wait, you don't. Sorry. You have, usually there's a freshers fair, so that will be where all the societies will be, and you can sign up to whichever society you're interested in.
Okay.
There's also like a Nando's store, so if you want to get free
Yeah,
Nando's,
it's always over here.
you can spin the wheel and get a prize. But that's the main way. And there's also the Students' Union. So if you go up to Students' Union, just ask them a few questions. You ask the society officers about any society you're interested in. They usually have the information, and they can refer you to the person you need to contact, or they can take your email down.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody asked about facilities at St George's that you can use outside of normal study hours to help enhance your work. I guess they maybe were talking about libraries, computer rooms. Can you shed some insight on those?
We have the computer rooms on the first floor with the library. The library does close quite late at night, but the computer rooms are open 24/7. So for all day, all night revision, it's there. And we have the Rob Lowe Centre. So St George's has its own kind of like student gym, which you get a really big discount on, and that's on hospital grounds as well.
So you say big discount, like how much do they usually charge per month? Yeah?
No, it's £70 for the whole year.
Yeah.
So it's really good for students anyway.
Great. We had another question here about accommodation. Have any of you guys stayed in the halls that we offer?
No, I live at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived there for my first year.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun because it's like a chance for you to meet everyone from all the different courses as well, because you get mixed up in like the flat allocations. It's about 5 to 6 people, and it's really nice. All the rooms are en suite. It's gated with security, and they've done loads of new refurbishments, so I'm very jealous. They have huge double beds now, and they have like new buildings, new blocks already, and they've got one stop outside, I think, and what else is outside halls? I can't. There's one stop with Costas, I think. They have a Costas thing there as well, so it wasn't there when I was a student living in halls. But yeah, no, it's really nice. It's one of the nicest like student accommodation places I think I've seen.
Okay. And what about pricing? Do you think you get a lot for your money? Do you think the price is reasonable?
I think the prices have gone up, which is a reflection on all the rent prices and tutoring.
Okay.
So it's all inclusive as well, so I think that is a good deal. I think it used to be 140, but I think now it's 150, and for the bigger rooms it's 160. I'm not sure, but it's around those prices, which is actually how much we all kind of pay if we do private renting.
Okay. So. Awesome. A question here about tutoring. What's the local area like for shopping, food, maybe nightlife? Is there any in tutoring?
Shopping, there's a Sainsbury's, there's yeah, Sainsbury's is the main one.
Yeah.
If you're talking about food shopping, clothes shopping, there's Primark, there's
TK Maxx.
yeah, there's New Look. There's quite a lot of clothes shops.
Yeah.
Nightlife.
Nightlife, and there are loads of new pubs around Tooting.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed, like the Castle and the Tram and things like that. And they St George's Student Union. They plan events sometimes at those places, so that's quite cool. The Tram is also a club, so technically there is a club in Tooting, but again, you're only like 2 rides away from Central, really, or Clapham, or Kingston, and loads of other places with like better nightlives, I think. But again, the SU runs lots of like student discos and things like that, so lots of people actually just attend those because it's really close by to where everyone lives, and you know everyone's going to be there that you know, so other students. So.
Where do the discos take place?
Here at the university as well. There we have a whole floor dedicated to the student union. There's the bar as well, which they do transform. Like they go all out for like the themed discos. Like for Charlie and the Chocolate Factories, they hung like sweets from the ceiling, and there was chocolate fountains. So it's really quite nice. You have your own kind of club-ish. Like,
The uni.
The uni.
Okay. And studying whilst being a medic, or having a social life whilst being a medic, what's that like?
It's hard sometimes, but it comes with the package of things, isn't it? You've just got to like balance it and make sure because the course is so intense. Like sometimes you're on placement all day and you have lectures all day. You just kind of have to like set aside time. You do have Wednesdays. Everyone has Wednesdays off, so half day. That's dedicated to all the sports teams and things like that. So you definitely have an allocated time that uni does give you to like pursue your own stuff. It's just about making time for things, just like...
Because the rest of the career you're going to be spending in the hospital anyway, so you need to somehow make a way for social life during your student life.
Yeah, and there are curry houses everywhere, like outside the hospital. They're like the best curries in London, so like you can make time just pop out for like an hour with your friends. So it does happen.
Right, and do you have any top tips to give for those that are planning to apply to St George's about anything, student life, studying, preparation before coming to St George's?
I would say that you shouldn't stress about it. As long as you've got your work experience done, you have extracurricular activities, you know why you're passionate about medicine or you're passionate about your course, then just go for it and just try and ace your UKCAT, try and prep a bit before your MMI if you get offered that interview, and just be yourself.
Anything?
Just kind of like what Teresa said, just not relax, but just take it one step at a time, you know, like focus on the grades you're getting. You don't have to do like loads of work experience, just do one over like a longer period of time that you can like put more effort into, and like and generally once you get here for your first year, just have a lot of fun, because the first year is like the funnest years. So.
Great. All right, well, thank you for joining us for our Hangouts. If you have any comments or further questions you'd like to ask us, just post them on our social media pages using #GeorgesMedAdvice. And yeah, thank you.